Hello, all you beautiful kings and queens, and welcome back to Time to Queen. I am Naisha Nicole, and this is episode 4 of my 4-part series on how to build a business the right way. So this is the last episode, you guys. If you have not already watched episodes 1, 2, and 3, please go back and watch those. Maybe after you finish watching this one or before, but make sure you watch them. Also, make sure you click that subscribe button below and also click the bell so you'll be notified when I upload more awesome content. Today's episode, we're going to be focusing on business lending. So I saved this episode for last because I feel like this is something that you need once your business starts to grow. You definitely want to wait until you make some money. Wait until you got a little history with the business. Make sure you know that the business is actually going somewhere. Then you might want to get a business loan. You might want to get a credit card, a line of credit. That's what we're going to talk about today. When should you seek business lending? What types of lending is out there for businesses? What it is that you need to qualify, and how you should go about using your business credit. So we're going to jump right into it today. When should you seek business lending? When do you need business lending? Well, you should get business lending before you need it. Now, I know that might sound a little strange, but one thing my mom always told me, and it's always stuck with me: better to have and not need than to need and not have. So it's best for you to go out and actually try and get business lending before you actually need it, because you don't want to be caught in a situation where you absolutely 100% need something to survive and then you can't get it. You don't know how to get it. You don't know what it takes to get it, and you got all these things to work on, and you need something that you can't get. So it's best to seek business lending before you get it. Another option of when you should seek business lending is before you make a big purchase. So if you are in a business where you need some type of warehouse or an office space, and you're going to be going out to purchase, some real estate or some type of vehicle, some type of machinery, you have something that you need to purchase that's really big. That's when you should also seek business lending. Anytime that your business is experiencing some growth. So if you're going to be hiring some employees, you've gotten to the point where you can't do this by yourself anymore. You need to hire some employees. That's a great time to seek some business lending, because you have to pay these people. So it may not be something that you have on the books already, and you might have some gaps between when you get your money coming in versus when you need to pay your employees. So that's called business growth. That is called a lending clause, a lending cause. So we're going to talk about those further on in the video. So make sure you watch this video all the way through to see, to hear about some of those other lending needs that you might have. So what type of lending is out there for businesses? Pretty much anything that's out there for a person. You've got credit cards, you've got lines of credit, you've got real estate loans. So going back to credit cards, everybody knows what a credit card is. Piece of plastic. You pay, you use it, you pay, you use it, you pay, you use it. It's a great way to build history with the bank. It's a great way to build some business credit to start off with, so that, when you do need that big loan down the line to buy a piece of property or buy a piece of equipment, then you have some history there. Lines of credit operate in the same capacity as a credit card. It's actually the exact same thing, honestly, except for one is tied to a piece of plastic. It's got a lot more flexibility, and one is more of like a reserve cash account. And then you have loans, and a loan is going to be one lump sum of money. You don't pay it off and use it again, pay it off and use it again. Wherever you're getting the funds from pays you out all at one time, and you pay a monthly amount every single month until you paid off that loan that they've given you, versus a line of credit. A credit card is revolving, and you can continue to use it as long as you pay it one time. You have different types of loans. You have secured loans and unsecured. You have a secured loan, which is something that's going to be backed by something else. Basically, the party who's lending you the money basically says, if you don't give me my money, I'm coming to take this collateral. And that can be real estate, that can be equipment, that can even be your customers. So if you have what's called accounts receivable financing, where they put what's called a UCC filing against your business, and when you get paid from your customers, whoever lent you the money will just take that payment. You don't get paid anymore. But it does give you some financing up front to be able to take care of whatever need it is that you have at the time. Those are secured financing options. Unsecured, basically, you get the money. There's no filing. There's no collateral. They just give you the money based on your credit history. They do take a look at your personal credit history and based on the business credit as well, and also how much money you have coming in and out of your business. There's also some special industry financing. I'm not really going to get into that, but doctors, healthcare professionals, lawyers, sometimes people in real estate, they do have specialty financing for certain industries. If you want to know more about that, I'm happy to really dive deep into that. Make sure you leave me a comment below if there's something that you would like to know more about. Again, this is what I do on a day-to-day basis. But I'm really just trying to get some surface level information here. So if you really want to deep dive into that type of stuff, make sure you leave me a comment below and I'll make a video. So moving on, what do you need to qualify for a business loan? Well, a lot of people think you need a business plan, and I don't know if maybe that was like back in the day you needed that type of stuff, but you do not need a business plan anymore. You don't have to sit down and write, oh, I think I'm going to have these projections. No, most banks, most lending institutions are going to look at historical finances. They're not really concerned what you think you're going to have in the future. So business plan isn't necessary. The only time you really need a business plan is if you're getting money from the Small Business Administration, which is a great resource if you are just starting out, or if you're looking to buy some type of franchise, or if you're buying a business from someone else. But that's really the only time that you need a business plan. I don't know where that notion came from, but I hear a lot of people say, I'm going to put together a business plan. No, you need your financials from the past 2 years, which is something else that you'll need for to get financing. You're going to need some historical financial documents, which usually includes at least 2 years of past business tax returns and 2 years of personal tax returns. And yes, they do look at your personal credit. Most lending institutions will require you to have at minimum a 620 credit score, unless you can mitigate why it's lower. And a lot of people, for some reason, don't understand why they take their personal credit into consideration for business. If your personal credit, you hadn't handled that the best, I don't think you're going to handle some business credit the best either. I mean, that's just the thought process behind that. And then a lot of people don't want to sign any type of guarantees for their business credit. If you don't believe in your business, why should a lending institution? I don't know. But that's what you're going to need. You're going to have some stable personal credit, and you're going to have to sign some personal guarantees. Yes, if your business tanks, you are personally responsible for any type of lending that is still outstanding. You're going to need positive cash flow. So your business is going to need to be making some money. It needs to be able to stand on itself without you as the owner lending money to it on a consistent basis. And for anything that you're asking for as far as a secured loan, you're gonna have to have anywhere from 10 to 35% down payment. A lot of places do not do 100% financing anymore. I'm not saying that nobody does it, but a lot of places do not do 100% financing. So you do need to have at least 10 to 35% of a down payment for any type of financing that you're requesting. The last thing you're going to need, well, really the first thing, is a borrowing cause. Saying that you need to pay your taxes is not a borrowing cause. Saying that you are tanking is definitely not a borrowing cause. Saying that you need to go and buy a new piece of equipment because you found a specialty niche and you want to tap into a special market that you've had some requests from clients in, that is a borrowing cause. Being able to tell a story, being able to say, I've had X, so I need Y, that's a borrowing cause. Having to pull yourself out of a hole is not a borrowing cause. And banks, most lending institutions will 100% tell you no unless you have some very, very strong historical finances. I'm giving you the real 100% truth about that. Unfortunately, that's why a lot of businesses go under, because they wait so long until now the business is tanking and they try to get lending. Going back to the beginning of the video, you need to get financing prior to needing it. That's really the end all be all about it, especially like lines of credit and credit cards, things like that. Unless you're buying something that's going to have some collateral behind it, waiting until the last minute is not the way to go about it. But this was the quick and dirty on business lending. Again, if you want to deep dive into anything that I've talked about here, make sure you leave me a comment and tell me exactly what it is that you like to see. Also, make sure you go ahead and click that subscribe button and that bell so that you can get a notification anytime I'm uploading more wonderful comment. This has been a pleasure to share this series with you, so make sure you go back and watch episodes 1, 2, and 3, and it is time to queen.